It's been recorded all over the place. I'm reluctant to say individual cities or whatever, because I just took what I felt were the best representations of a particular song. Fortunately, with Whitesnake songs, I have maybe 65% of every show I do. There are certain songs I have to play, otherwise I think my audience would be very disappointed. So I really do want new material to get my teeth into performing live, if I'm going to do this for the next 3 to 5 years as a live performer. 3 of the songs are, you know, rather naughty. It's not William Shakespeare. It's more sexy Shakespeare. Ready to Rock is a song that we've arranged specifically as an opening song to open a concert. So the whole, you know, it's a very good, exciting tempo, some good hooks for the audience to grab onto melody-wise. It's, you know, great elements for the drummer, for the guitar players, and it's me wailing like a banshee. And the theme of the lyric is literally just to stir up the energy of the show in preparation of what the evening is going to be like. We've had a great response also to the new song. Every so often we've played Ready to Rock in concert, and there's been very positive response to that. I think that's going to slip beautifully in the Whitesnake live performances. The responses have been phenomenal. We've just been through Europe, Istanbul, Turkey, we've never been before, Macedonia, Slovenia. It was 31 years since I was in Belgrade with Deep Purple. Of course, they had, at that time it was a communist, a Soviet situation. Of course, they've had this horrifying civil war since then. We had, I think, 18,000 people not only in the stadium, and there were the same amount of people on the outside listening to the music, partying, surrounding the venue. It was an incredible, soulful experience. We've had immense audiences in places that I never thought my music had ever touched. So that was extremely uplifting for me. Years ago, people would say, "My God, all your songs are about love," and I started to develop a little bit of, you know, of a complex about this, and because I never actually sit down with the intentions of writing a love song ever, yet that's what happens. I came back to work for 2 months in 2003 at the request of EMI to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Whitesnake. I went out for 2 months. My agent was delighted. We got offers, offers, offers. I got home 9 months later. So I thought, and I had a fantastic experience. I'd been retired. I was very happy being a father to my son and husband to my wife, living at Lake Tahoe. My wife was much more aware of how much I missed live performing. Not the business, but just the performing. I'd sort of closed that down. And then the first show I did, I believe, was in Jacksonville in Florida. And it was like just this explosion of pleasures for me. And so I made a decision then. The musicians had the same vibe. The most important thing for me was to achieve balance, which I've never really had in my life before. So I said to the players, if you're up for it, I'll work maybe 6 months out of the year. The other 6 months I'm going to be husband and father or whatever. Right now, I think the intensity of the performances, the consistency, it's very much how I imagined it. I've always had elements of what I've imagined Whitesnake to be, but never had a full complement. And I believe this is as close as I've got to the perfect definition of Whitesnake in order to play this style of music, vocally and instrumentally. There's always been compromise before. I've worked with a great player who couldn't really sing, and as anybody familiar with my work will know that I enjoy harmonies and big, powerful choruses. it's difficult when you're working with a group of drunken sailors. You know, I have my direction now. It's much more, I've found what I was looking for, which is the spiritual aspect, that I've always believed in God, but never knew how to articulate and never had any guidance on how to do this. And over the now I meditate, and I still, of course, believe in God utterly. And I'm not sure it's something that I'm going to be preaching about in terms of my music. I will be celebrating my belief system within my songs, and the physical release and emotional release I can give other people. You know, I try to uplift people's spirits. Some of the places that I've recently visited certainly needed their spirits lifting up. And by the look of it, hopefully we gave them a good shot of Whitesnake, rhythm and blues, rock and roll. I love the lifestyle. I learned a great deal of the tools of what became David Coverdale. I learned how to taste and favor and know about good wine, good food, you know. Didn't really learn that in England. But don't tell the English. I felt, the moment I got onto the continent, what we call in England the continent, I felt so much more European, with a lifestyle, being able to sit, you know, with a morning coffee watching the world go by. Yeah, I just embraced that lifestyle immediately. And to a certain extent, I still miss it, but I'll recreate it in my own way at home. I live at Lake Tahoe in the Sierra Nevada mountains. It is not Las Vegas. It is in the, you know, northern Nevada. I live 7,000 feet above sea level, overlooking one of the most beautiful lakes. I'm very comfortable by large bodies of water for some reason, and hopefully that will be my home for some time. Although, I must say, I would talk to my wife, I really feel connected to Portugal. But the other thing is, of course, since I became a grandparent, I definitely would like to be closer to my granddaughters, and they're in Munich. With the support of my family, this is, and of course now my son's is inspired to be a rock and roller, which is fascinating to me. But yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to have lots of fresh, new, good, positive music to present. I'm involved with a very enthusiastic record company, a very enthusiastic band, so all of those elements at last are coming together. It looks like all the pieces are going to fit. We'll start recording, hopefully, before Christmas. There's been talk of maybe a South American trip and maybe some American shows. The DVD's doing so very well everywhere. But, you know, we'll see what that's happened. My priority will be to rest up and recuperate from the tour when I get home, reconnect with my family, and then start working with Doug and any other members of the band who feel that they have some new songs or new ideas that they feel will be in a Whitesnake style, and then start preparing for a summer album